What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Troy King, aka T King Mode. You know what it is. We are back again. Go ahead and tell a friend. And next to me is the one and only Real Deal Fantasy, aka LQ, aka Mr. Fire Content Only. Laquan Jones, what's up, LQ? How you doing, my friend?
Hey, another Tuesday. Let's get it.
Hey, shout out to Toronto Dave in the building. Look,
You're
y'all, I'm really excited to be back on a Tuesday. Last week we had to switch it up a little bit, but we back on Tuesday rocking with y'all. Appreciate you guys tuning in once again to another episode of TL Fantasy Football. Let's get right into it, man. Let's start off with Monday Night Football. Let's talk about that real quick. Then we're going to get into waivers, starts and sits, and we're going to get into Q&A. So if you have questions, make sure to drop them in the chat, and we're going to get to them at the end of the show.
yes,
All right.
sir.
So let's talk about Monday Night Football, Patriots and the Bears. Look, Justin Fields did his thing. We saw Mac Jones get benched. We saw Bailey Zappi get in. Tell me your quick thoughts about Monday Night Football. What did you think about that, man?
I mean, goddamn, man. We saw Mac Jones get benched. That was pretty painful to see. Even Jacoby Myers made a comment after the game, like, "Yo, that was painful to watch as a grown man." Like, seeing him get benched. But Mac Jones, for the most part, he took it like a champ. He took it like the veteran. I say with a quote unquote that he's supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure he understands it, man. That injury set him back a little bit, and he did look slow. Zappy came in and kept momentum of what he did the last week.
Yeah, man. No, I feel it's just like with Bailey, like, look, he started off hot, then he slowed down. I was not expecting the Patriots to lose that game. I was expecting to lose.
Justin.
Yeah, Justin did his thing, right? I think they really yesterday looked like they tailored the offense around Justin Fields. You love to see it. I'm glad what they did with Justin Fields. And he's somebody we're going to talk about later. I won't spoil it, but that's somebody we're going to address later. Bailey Zappi, we'll see. Like, I'm not really excited about the Patriots offense, but you like Ramondre Stevenson, Jacoby Myers, really only guys you really want. Damian Harris, you might want a guy like that too, but yeah, it is what it is. But I like what Toronto Dave said is that
Mac got zapped.
And he did get zapped. He did get zapped. But all right, y'all, we about to switch gears real quick. We're going to go into waivers, right? It's Tuesday. Everyone knows what we are here for, man. We are here for waiver wise. A lot of guys got injured, man. There's been so many injuries this year, especially this week. And the waiver wire itself is kind of gross. Let's start off with QBs, man. I'm gonna list some QBs for you, and you tell me which ones you're interested in. So, who's your favorite QB on the waiver wire right now? Let's start off. Who's your favorite QB grab for the audience?
I mean, QB wise, like you said, it's disgusting right now. But somebody who's been most consistent, like for the last 3 weeks, has to be Justin Fields. And believe it or not, like, I like the upside of the rushing yards. I like the upside of the rushing touchdown. And he's actually throwing the ball okay. I mean, he's making passes with at least 10 plus air yards. You know what I mean? That's something that's encouraging because the first 4 weeks, what the hell were we watching? Like, it was just disgusting. So the pass attempts are still low. The completions are still low, but we're going somewhere. Let's put it like that. Like the arrow is pointing up for Justin Fields, which is like encouraging. So he's my number one quarterback off the waiver wire this week.
Look, I agree with you. I'm definitely going Justin Fields first. I just feel like Justin Fields, what we saw yesterday is rushing upside. We're looking for guys with rushing upside. There's not a lot of them on the waiver wire, so I'm looking at Justin Fields as well. You also got a couple guys like PJ Walker. PJ Walker was not expecting to look as good as he did last week. And this week, he gets the Atlanta Falcons, who Swiss cheese of a defense. PJ Walker, if Justin Fields is taken, I wouldn't mind starting PJ Walker in the pinch, but I'll say bye weeks this week aren't that bad. I should have mentioned in the beginning of the show, only the Chiefs and Chargers are on bye. So, but a lot of people are either Justin Herbert or Patrick Mahomes. So if you need somebody and you're desperate, you're going to want to grab one of those guys, right? And then also Davis Mills, he had a good game last week, and now he gets to go against Tennessee, who gives up the 8th most fantasy points to the quarterback position. So those are the three that I'll be targeting. Obviously, I doubt there's a Geno Smith left on your waiver wire, but if there is, there's obviously a guy like him that I would go after. But yeah, these are just a few names that I like.
I hate saying this. I hate saying like he's probably not available, but it's a large chance that he's not available because he's been playing really good football, the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, no, I feel you. And like, look, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Albert, Dynasty Barry, Dap Jap, I see you. Yeah, make sure y'all liking this video. Thank you so much for rocking it. Also, keep dropping your questions. We're gonna get to your questions at the end of the show. Thank you guys so much. But all right, yeah. Let's switch over now to running backs. Running backs.
sir,
And number one, guys, if Gus Edwards, I know he's banged up. If he is on your waiver wire, that's who you should be going for.
absolutely.
And is there anyone else? Because we have a list of them. Is there anyone else outside of Gus Edwards that you really want off waivers this week?
I mean, Deontay Foreman, even though we were saying this last week, the week before that, but I feel like he's still available out there for a decent amount. I think he's in the 50% range of where he has availability. But I really feel as though, if you're hurting at running back, I really feel as though you have to get a guy like Deontay Foreman because Trevor Herbert's another guy, the backup, I would say right now, because he's banged up. So you have the upside with Foreman playing very well, great against stack boxes. Put a couple stats around the Deontay Foreman on my Twitter timeline. So feels though if you're looking for upside this week, I think he's probably your best bet at running back right now.
I agree. Also, I like Chuba too. Chuba, I know he get banged up ankle, but he also looked really good. I was very surprising that both of them actually looked good yesterday. But nah, I like that call. Other guys on waiver, Tyler Algier, he seems to be the starting running back until CPAT, is back. And Latavius Murray, it's gross, but he's the RB1 in that offense right now until further notice. I know the offense is a mess. I don't know if Melvin Gordon. Look, I thought maybe because he was a squeaky wheel, he'd get more opportunity.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. But Latavius Murray is the number one running back. Again, shout out to everybody in the
nasty work
chat.
over there in Denver. I would avoid if you could, but Murray seems to be getting all the red zone carries, so that's a plus on that.
I agree. Now let's switch over to wide receiver real quick. Wan'Dale Robinson is the guy that you want to target. He's my number one off waivers this week. Another guy that I really liked was Paris Campbell, but the problem is I like Paris Campbell mainly with Matt Ryan. But now Matt Ryan isn't going to be the QB anymore. They're moving on to Sam Ellinger. Is he going to target Paris like Matt Ryan did? I don't know, but I think he's still worth a pickup.
I think he's still worth a pickup just based on what we've seen. He's getting into a rhythm. He's getting into a groove. And Matt Ryan was playing trash. Let's not forget.
Doo-doo. Absolutely.
Doo-doo. And he still was getting the ball to Paris Campbell. So I
wish we had a doo-doo drop because that's how I wish we had a doo-doo drop because that's exactly how Matt Ryan been playing.
I think that will be added.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's Matt Ryan, bro. He's absolute garbage doo-doo.
The dookie sauce.
But look, that's why he got benched, bro. People were saying that his arm is shot. It's sad to see. Everyone on the Colts should be so much better, but Matt Ryan, we thought, look, they maybe be with Miss Carson Wentz. I miss Carson Wentz back on the Colts after seeing what Matt
Carson Wentz wasn't that bad. That's the thing. Carson Wentz was not bad on the Colts. He just the
problem is he was really bad when they didn't need him to be bad. They got ass whooped by Jacksonville. And they lost.
In that aspect of things, he was not winning games, and I feel as though that is very important when you.
But that's NFL. You got to win games, and you go and get benched and shipped off.
Quarterback and expectations. We're talking 2017, Frank Wright MVP season for Carson Wentz before the injury, and it just didn't live up to that. But I think Carson Wentz was a serviceable quarterback for the Colts.
Look, serviceable QBs don't stay in the league very long. They back up.
Hey, that's a lie. Chase Daniels in this bitch.
No, listen, they back up. Service QB backups. I don't even want to talk about. All right, let's get to the rest of the wide receivers. Marquise Goodwin with the DK injury. I like him a lot. Van Jefferson, he should be coming back soon. We know Allen Robinson has not been it.
I say pump the brakes. Just me being a Rams fan, I say pump the brakes on Van Jefferson.
I'm not saying look, we're a flex play. I'm saying he's a flex play.
I'm saying just picking him up. Just hold on.
Why not? You can't stash him. Why not stash him?
Because who you drop? I mean, at this point,
there's a lot of droppable people. There's a lot of droppable people.
Hold on.
Okay. Right. Since we're on the subject,
I agree.
Since we're on the subject, you know what I want to know? I'm going to ask the audience, and I want the chat to chime in real quick because we need to know. I really want to know this. Let's move over to Atlanta real quick. I know we got some other waivers, but we need to talk about this. It's your boy Kyle Pitts, man. I need to know: is Kyle Pitts droppable? Is Kyle Pitts and Drake London droppable?
No, I wouldn't drop Drake London. Kyle Pitts, I would trade just based on his name still being able to sell. I don't care if you get pennies for him. You're getting something. Get him off your roster. Dropping him, it just feels nasty. Just based on the investment. You paid a third round pick for him or any higher or whatever you drafted for. It was a high investment of getting him. I would feel disgusted dropping
I
him.
want to I want to see the chat's opinion. Chat, let us know. Do you want to drop Kyle Pitts? Have you already? Are you planning to drop Kyle
Mm-mm.
Pitts and Drake London? Both of them. Are
No,
you
keep
going to
Drake
drop
London.
Kyle Pitts and Drake London? I mean, bro, Drake London has been ass. He has been
But we seen
ass
hold
the
up, we
past.
seen life out of him when that offense was still operating the same with the high rushing percentage. We seen life out of him the first couple of weeks, but then it just died down, further and further once Cordero Patterson got out of the picture, if we remember.
Bro, but so for both of them, right? It's just to me, it's just the past 4 or 5 weeks, he's been hurt. He's been hurting my team. I know he's been hurting everyone else's. Both Kyle Pitts. He scored one touchdown. He almost scored a touchdown on Sunday. But even if he scored a touchdown, would you really feel comfortable?
No.
You might as
No.
well. I'd rather have Evan Ingram. At this point, I'd rather start Evan Ingram because you know what? He's getting
I agree.
targets. It's
I agree.
disgusting to say, but you're looking for somebody. Kyle Pitts. And here's another thing. I saw you tweet about this, right? You tweeted about Arthur Smith. Is he going to get fired? He's not going to get fired. And
No.
yes, this is
Did you see
redraft,
the
by the
angry
way.
Falcons fans in the comments?
I did not.
Bro, I had like so many retweet quotes of people like bashing me. Like, bro, I was just laughing my ass off. Just
Bro,
laughing.
yeah, because the thing about it though, right, is that he's not going to get fired because they're still in the division because the division is so terrible. They
Yeah.
have a chance to win the division still. Because even though they were down like 21 on Sunday and they
Down
still, for
18
some
in the
reason,
third
ran the
quarter.
ball. Bro, they got
Bro,
Tyler Algier and Caleb Huntley, and they're still running the ball. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
bro,
Like
they
you
should
have,
not be getting that many carries when you're down by 18. They threw the ball 6 times in the third and fourth quarter. That is not fireable. That's not
look,
fireable.
and look, guys, continue to drop questions. I see a lot of good questions. I cannot wait to get to some of these questions. The Kyle Pitts one was just off the cuff, so we're gonna get to it in a little bit. Let me finish up the waiver wire real quick in terms of tight ends. So for tight ends, we got Harrison Bryant, Cade Otton, Evan Ingram, Jawan Johnson, and Mike Gesicki. They're widely available, so
I like how
we're
you
gonna
low key threw Mike Gesicki in there, though.
bro. He's been
Oh,
okay. He's been okay.
of course,
But
from
I look, anyways,
said
he's
the
been
Dolphins fan.
no, but bro, tight ends, you
I
can't be
know,
picky with tight ends,
I
bro.
know.
All of them are doo doo.
I'm
Doo doo's gonna be the
fading.
theme of the
I'm
show.
only fading like two of the people on the list right now, and I believe that was Harrison Bryant. Even when Njoku out, I don't think he will be as involved or have that much impact on the
I'm
offense.
just saying, bro. Again, this is desperation right now. I don't want any of them.
Your desperation is you should be getting Jawan Johnson.
Kelsey and Mark and sorry, Kelsey and like Gerald Everett, they're on bye. So you need a replacement, and you need one of these guys to be your replacement. So
You're likely to get 10 points versus the 3 points that Harrison Bryant would get you. But
okay,
like I said, I agree with the rest of the list.
bro, I'm giving them options, man. I'm giving the people options.
But
Look,
again, you threw Mike Gesicki in there. Just say it. Be honest. Like you're a Dolphins fan. You had
just
to
for
put
yeah,
him
Evan Ingram is greater than Pitts. And if someone
at this
told me
point.
this during the off season, I thought you would be a lunatic.
I
But
probably
he's
block you.
absolutely.
I will block
But,
you.
but all right, y'all.
Absolutely.
We're gonna switch gears real quick. We're gonna have to start sits, and then we're gonna get to Q&As. Because again, keep dropping your questions in the chat. I saw a lot of good ones. I want to get to them, so we're gonna be really quick about these start and sit questions. So all right. First, before we get into the starts and sits, though, we actually have a new segment. We're really gonna promote it next week. We're gonna start
Glizzy
promoting it on the
Gobbler.
timeline everywhere. But we're gonna have the Glizzy Gobbler of the week. Now, for those who don't know, right, a glizzy is what some people in New York call a hot dog. So it is a disgusting sounding word. So Glizzy Gobbler of the week is somebody who just let you down, who was supposed to ball out. Right. So we're gonna have a Glizzy Gobbler of the week every single week. But this week, LQ, tell the people who your Glizzy Gobbler of the week is.
My Glizzy Gobbler of the week that completely sucked the pooch this week is definitely Mark Andrews with the 0.4 fantasy points that cost me a loss. in Troy's family league, and I'm
Yeah, my
very
family league. LQ got invited to my family league, and he's sucking it up. I don't know.
yeah,
Actually, I don't
yo,
even know your record. I don't even know your
bro.
record,
I was
but
on a nice little streak. I won like 2 games in a row. But anyway, I got
mhm.
a winning record. I was not supposed to lose, but Mark Andrews let us down, and like I already like second guessed myself, and I'm pretty sure everybody else did going into the week because he was injured. He had that knee injury, limited in practice. He didn't practice on Wednesday, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like, come on, bro, you just suck completely. I might as well have benched you.
No, he's absolutely a super glizzy gobbler. I'll just say
The
I agree with
jumbo
you.
gobbler of the week.
I'll say that Kyle Pitts and Drake London have been glizzy gobblers for me all year. But next week is when we're going to be debuting that segment. So glizzy gobbler of the week every week. We're gonna have a glizzy gobbler of the week. All right, now we're gonna start sit ranking. So let's go through a few of these, and we're gonna get to questions in the chat. Again, chat. Make sure you're dropping your questions. We're about to get to questions in a little bit, but we want to do start and sits first because there's some good ones. Keep dropping them in the chat. We're going to get into them after start and sits. And make sure y'all liking this video. Helps us out.
Like
Keep
and
commenting.
subscribe.
Show us love. Appreciate y'all. All right. Now, the first start and sit. We need to know, and chat, y'all can get involved in this as well.
Get
Would you
involved.
rather start Miles Sanders versus Pitt or Brian Robinson versus Indy? Which one?
I feel like this situation you're dealing with buys, obviously. But Brian Robinson having 20 rushing attempts last week, that's pretty interesting. I don't think Miles Sanders might touch 20 this week, even though he has the matchup with Pitts. I don't know, man. I'm leaning towards these touches.
I mean, here's the thing about Brian Robinson, right? He amazing story. He has gotten a lot of volume and hasn't done enough with it. He is getting workhorse volume, but he's just plodding all over
He
the
had like
place, right?
70
So
yards, right?
no,
But
but he got 73 yards. He had like 20 carries, 73 yards. So shout out to Ray, shout out to Jay, Jay Rich. They were talking about it on, Get Up. Wake up with Ray G. So they were talking about how Brian Robinson is a plotter, and he is. He be plotting all the time. So for me, look, the chat agrees with me. Sanders, I'm going Sanders here. I'm going Sanders. But yeah, I feel like to me, I get it, but I feel like Sanders in the better offense. And yeah, I feel I'm taking Sanders there. All right,
yeah,
let's
I
go.
hear you.
Yeah, let's go over to another running back. Ooh, I like this one. Would y'all rather start Zeke Elliott versus Chicago or Gus Edwards versus Tampa? Okay. I'm gonna ask the chat too. Zeke versus Tampa, Zeke or Gus?
Zeke or Gus. I feel like
Zeke
that's a
or
good
Gus?
situation to be in, especially this week. You just saw Gus go off. Zeke actually put up decent fantasy points. But I'm gonna go with the matchup here against Chicago, who's giving up a lot on the ground. Zeke is still getting volume. Zeke may be looking sluggish and etc., but he's still getting the volume, the opportunity in the red zone. Because like we see Tony Pollard, he's explosive, but he needs to break off that big run to be fantasy relevant. So I feel like Zeke is the more safer floor here. And plus Gus is a little banged up as well.
Both of them are banged up. He said Gus and Zeke are both banged up. Just FYI. So I like him. I think, man, I don't know. I feel like Zeke is so much better when Dak's involved. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I think it's the usage,
They
maybe
love
against
each
the
other.
goal line, but he's so much better when Dak is around versus Cooper Rush. I think if it was me, man, Gus got those opportunities, man. This is tough. I think I might lean Gus a bit. It's weird saying
Against the
that, but I feel like
Bucks,
if he's yeah, did you see what happened? Did you see
I
what Carolina
saw,
did with the Bucks?
but he's banged up. You see Chuba
And
Herbert, he got ate up.
but let's know. Chuba and Deontay, they just ran all over him. All right, let's get to a few more starts and sits. Are you going? Let's switch to tight ends. Are you going Hawk versus Miami or Zach Ertz versus Minnesota?
Uh, I like Zach Ertz against Minnesota, just based on volume. He's still the number 2 option. I don't believe in Rondell, Tavon Austin Moore. I feel like that, Hawk, he's up and down, and Amon Ra might be back because apparently he didn't suffer a concussion. So
He
I like
didn't.
that.
It's the Teddy Bridgewater thing, right? And unfortunately, it's because of the
It's
Dolphins.
the
My
Tua
Dolphins.
thing.
It's a Tua thing. But Teddy Bridgewater, he did the same thing. Right? He didn't have a concussion, put in concussion protocol. Amon
Yeah,
St. Brown doesn't have a concussion. He's in concussion protocol, so he should, because he doesn't have a concussion, he should pass just fine. But
yeah,
I think I'm going Ertz here. It's close, but I think I'm gonna go Ertz. Uh,
absolutely.
let let's get to one more start and sit. Then I really want to get to these questions, y'all.
Yeah, we got to
Like
go
keep
from the top. There's questions at the top.
there's a lot of questions, but yeah, I want to get to these questions. All right. So let's also go, okay, wide receivers. Chase Claypool versus Philly or Drake London versus Carolina. This is gross.
This is nasty work here, and I'm actually
Clay
done with this.
Claypool or Drake London.
I'm so pissed because Juju's on a bye and he just blew up. So I'm like, fuck. But man, the way this offense is going for Atlanta, I can't. I just can't. Because Claypool's still, he's actually, showcasing to be traded. Hopefully he does get traded, but they want too much for him. But I got to go Claypool, as nasty as it sounds.
I'm going to go Drake. I feel like what we said, it's a gross offense, but is the highest targeted wide receiver more most consistently. I feel that they got to figure out a better balance, right? I know if you want to be, I get the team wants to be run first, but you got to be more balanced. I think if they're going to have long-term success,
Why he should
hopefully
be.
we see that switch. I think I'm going to go Drake London there. All right, let's go QBs real quick. Are you starting Kirk Cousins versus Arizona or Jimmy G versus LA?
Is it prime time? That's a real question for Kirk. Is it prime time? I feel like Jimmy G might have the safer floor just based on them having the Rams number over and over, and he plays decent in those games with a lot of dump balls to Debo, and Debo could take one to the house, 40, 50 yards. That counts towards Jimmy G's fantasy points. So based on the matchup, I might lean Jimmy G just slightly with the touchdown upside.
Nah, bro, I'm going Kurt. I'm going Kurt, man. With Justin Jefferson, I'm going Kurt. I just feel like I can see more touchdowns there.
I need to know if it's prime time or not.
Man, I don't know if it's prime time, but I'm still doing it.
But if it is, you know what type of time.
Look, I know Kirk Cousins isn't good in prime time, but still give me look. Jimmy G ain't great either, man. So it was a gross question.
Because I'm only saying that too. On top of that, like Arizona Cardinals defense have actually like tweaked it the last 3 weeks where they're playing a lot better. Like they're giving up a lot of big runs. That's the problem, like on the ground. So Dalvin Cook might have an outing, but they're playing pretty decent when it comes to stopping, quarterbacks from putting up big fantasy points.
No, I feel you on that. And we're going to get to one more. I really like this question a lot. Chat, I need y'all help with this question because I don't know. Are you going with Jacoby Myers? I forgot the S, but Jacoby Myers or Christian Kirk? Who would you rather play this week, chat? Would you rather play Jacoby Myers versus the Jets or Christian Kirk versus Denver? I mean, they're both good defenses now. They're both good defenses.
Because you're not scoring on Denver. I think they've given up one touchdown.
But look, we don't need them to score. We need them receptions. They're both the number ones on their offense.
I mean, I'm not going Myers. I'm going to Kirk because you got Sauce Gardner over there. He's going to probably blanket Jacoby.
You got Myers. Patrick Surtain with the Denver. Yeah. Patrick Surtain's legit.
It's nasty work. That's nasty work.
No,
I mean, all right, I'm not going to go against the grain.
Dynasty Barry said these are gross. Look, they're supposed to be gross. They're supposed to be gross and hard because look,
this ain't no Dalvin Cook or Tony.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. These are real start sit questions that people have to deal with, right? Because look, I could tell you some easy ones, but now we got to deal with the hard ones, difficult decisions.
I'll say this: volume is king. Both of them have volume, but it comes down to the upside of touchdowns. And I feel like both of them have a nasty work, but I feel like I could see Christian Kirk scoring a touchdown.
I feel you on that. But all right, guys, we're going to switch gears right now. We are going to finally get to your questions. So continue to drop them. I'm going to get to them as much as possible. Make sure y'all liking the video. Really appreciate you guys. Okay. I saw this question early on. Okay, it says my sister's boyfriend, who is garbage, in case he's 2 and 5, is trying to offer Lazard for CD. No,
First of all,
no. Wait, you're trying to like,
tell your sister to break up with him just for
but
that offer.
no, but listen, like obviously you want CD Lamb, right? So it's just like this is not a question. CD Lamb, whoever side it is, you want CD. I appreciate you though. Okay, Albert, thoughts on Daniel Jones this week, yo? After that performance, 100 over 100 rushing yards. I'm
I don't think that's
playing him.
consistent, but the upside is there.
No, but yo, fantasy's all about upside, yo. I was impressed. If they won that game, a lot to do with obviously Saquon and because
Yep.
Daniel Jones. And you know what it is? They don't have any receivers outside of one
No,
down. So whether this is a trend, it's not going to be 100 every game, but we've seen Daniel Jones use his legs more and more this season, which should have been happening his entire career. But we're really seeing that more and more this season.
the
It's not going
one
to be
thing I
100,
do
but
want
it's
to
going to
give
be
him
a lot.
credit for, he's not turning the ball over
Yep.
while running. There's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of fumbles. There's not a lot of giveaways, and I feel like when you get that in rhythm, you can put up 100 yards on the ground. So, my thoughts on Daniel Jones this week, I'm actually starting him in 2 leagues. So, I feel
I'm
like,
starting to.
yeah, so 2 leagues I'm starting him, and I feel like I like the matchup. Like the Seahawks are terrible at stopping the run. So, Saquon's going to have a day, and then Daniel Jones might get loose on a couple third downs.
Daniel Jones might again. We talking about this the same Daniel Jones, the trash, the lame, the
Danny
goofy
Dimes.
Daniel Jones has actually looked really good this season. And he's not working with a lot outside of Saquon. I'm really impressed by Mr. Daniel Jones. I'm playing him at 2. Great question. All right. So Zhao Yang. I hope I pronounced your name right. Okay. So
You were good. I wouldn't
Mooney.
have said that.
Yeah. So Mooney, KJ Osborne. I'll tell you right now, it's not KJ. For me, it's not KJ
Nah, KJ
Osborne.
is MIA. That boy's a roster clogger.
Ooh, I say if I'm gonna go with Eno. I think if Eno is health, I think if Eno's the starter again, I'm going Eno. What about you?
I'll go Eno if James Conner's not playing
Yeah,
this
that's what I'm
weekend.
saying. If James Conner's not playing, I'm
Yeah.
going Eno. Outside of that, I'm going Mooney. Ooh, how much fab for Ellinger? So this,
Ugh. What
if
is your
this is, if
quarterback
this is
situation?
okay, so obviously this is very different if it's dynasty versus if
Redraft.
it's redraft. So let's answer it from
Been
both
back.
perspectives.
Josh, put your format in there so we know how to answer this properly.
No, but let's just do let's just do both. Let's start with redraft. If you're in a super flex redraft league, let's say you have $100 budget, how much are you spending on Ellinger? I think I would spend. I think I would spend.
I'm putting $3. I have $3.
Nah, stop. I'd put like I'd be aggressive if you need a quarterback because there's a lot of quarterback injuries. I'd go between 25% of whatever I have left. If I'm in a super flex QB league and I need a quarterback, I don't want to spend big money on Ellinger. I don't think he's that good, but some people need a quarterback. So I think
I
I'd
don't even know
spend around
why.
25% if I need a quarterback. But I feel like if it's dynasty, I'm spending more because what if he balls out? What if he balls out? I'm in dynasty, I'm spending close to I'll drop like 40%. I'll drop like 40% of my remaining budget on him. QBs don't come, starting quarterbacks don't come very often in dynasty. So no matter how gross you are, if you are starting, even if you are ass, even if you are trash, even if you're the worst quarterback in the league, you can still get fantasy points. You can still have garbage time. You can still help me, right? And then QBs are a commodity, right? So let's say if he keeps the start, he's gonna have the starting job for the rest of the season. He's the starter. So I don't care how ass you are. If it's dynasty, I'm dropping 40% of my fab.
I feel different about it, but I'm not answering because I don't know the situation.
But
But
look, we answered it both ways. I answered it both ways, but I feel you. But
it's disgusting because Nick Foles is there. Matt Ryan's 2-year contract guaranteed. He could turn out being the starter X amount of years, but I haven't seen anything to go spend fab on him.
all right, y'all keep dropping your questions. We're getting into them as much as we can tonight. Keep dropping your questions, making sure you're liking the video. Thank you so much. All right, Jared says, got Dak going against the Bears. Bench him for PJ? Nah, bro. I'm playing Dak.
No,
I'm
you
not
play
gonna
Dak
get.
regardless.
I get the reasoning why you're playing the matchup, but I think last week that wasn't great because I feel it was his first game back, but I think you gotta go with the talent there. I'm even Dak against a bad matchup. I'm still going Dak. Let's see for these other questions. Okay, This was a good one. Is AJ Dillon droppable or not? Shout out Gene, appreciate you, dog.
Eh,
Is he AJ Dillon droppable? I'm curious what people in the chat think, but is he droppable?
no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to hold
Why?
off.
Why is he not droppable?
I'm holding off just based on the upside of the offense actually getting their shit together because this Buffalo game, obviously, you don't start him. So the games that they actually utilize AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones, where they have more than 10 plus rushing attempts, they're actually winning games and put points on the board. I feel as
Mhm.
though this Buffalo game, you just chalk it up as a dub. You sit him, you sit whoever else, other than Aaron Jones, and you kind of just reevaluate for the next 2 weeks of his usage. Don't worry about his points. Look at his usage. How often is he on the field? How often is he on the field at the same time as Aaron Jones? Because they moved away from that. They kind of just cut his snaps like by a lot at this point. So hopefully this Buffalo game, they realize like, hey, we need to get AJ Dillon more involved because it doesn't make sense why he's not running or catching the ball right now.
But are they going to switch it? Like I feel like AJ Dillon was set up really well after the first game of the season. We thought he was going to ball out. It's week 8, bruh. It's week 8, and he's been ass.
I'm not dropping him. I have him. I have him
I'm
in
not
one
saying you
league.
need to drop him. I would say you
Yeah,
hold him,
because
but
I don't like dropping running backs so soon, especially when you invest it like this because of shit that happened Sunday with Brees
yeah.
Hall. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be in that situation ever again because I'm scarred with the Derrick Henry, the CMC year, the Chris Carson year, the Gus Edwards, and that's all in 1 year, people. And this all happened mid-season. So this is why I'm not a fan of dropping guys like AJ Dillon just because they've been quiet for 3 to 4 weeks. Like I just pump the brakes on dropping somebody like him because his opportunity can come just like that.
Yeah, I don't want to drop him either. I'm not going to drop him either, but man, he has been
He's
super
a
disappointed.
zombie.
He's a
He's a
super glizzy
zombie on the
gobbler.
bench.
He's a super glizzy gobbler, bro. He's
I
no,
mean,
I've
hey, we're responsible for that with the AJ Dillon summer hype. I say
yeah.
we as in the fantasy community, but it
Ne-
is what it is.
Next, Derrick Henry. All right, next question comes from Christian. Are we panic selling Pittman? No,
Not today. No.
I look, maybe Sam Ellinger locks on the Pittman and gives him 20 targets. We have no idea how Sam Ellinger is going to be. I don't expect him to be good, but what I do expect him to do is if I'm the coaching staff, you know what I'm going to tell Sam Ellinger? Throw it to your best mother effing player. And guess who the best player on the team is? Well, Jonathan Taylor, but the best receiver on the team is Michael Pittman.
I'm
So
about
if
to
I'm
say.
the coach, I'm like, Sam, you got one job. Throw it to Michael Pittman and maybe sometimes Paris
And the
Campbell.
good thing about it too, he's a good wide receiver. It's not like he's some Zay Jones or something like that, like an
What's wrong with Zay
average.
Jones? Zay Jones is
I'm just
fine.
saying the talent
Hey,
gap is huge there. But what I'm
wait,
saying with
bro.
Pittman,
Zay Jones catching strays for no reason, bro.
chill. That's my cousin.
bro, you stupid. Look, Zay Jones catching.
You almost believe me
But
too.
yo, you see LQ just shitting on Zay Jones for
No, I'm
absolutely
just
no
saying Pittman
reason.
is a good wide receiver, so targets are earned. So obviously he's going to be out there high volume, a high target share. You don't panic sell him. Ask this question in 2 weeks.
All right, nah, I feel you. Okay, guys, keep dropping those questions. These are really good. Thank y'all so much. We're here to help you. Okay, should I trade Kirk and Gabe for Waddle? I would absolutely Gabe Davis. I'd rather have Waddle. Would you? I think this is a okay. I'm gonna answer it. I'm assuming this. Yeah, this is. I'm taking it as redraft because we were asking for redraft questions. Gabe has so much upside. He has so much upside.
That's all it is, though. No volume.
But
That's the
Waddle,
problem.
I would do this trade. I would do this trade for
Yeah, I
Waddle
would do
because
this trade for
yeah,
safety.
yeah, because Waddle, well, he's gonna be consistent, man. As long as Tua's healthy, Waddle's gonna get fed. Defenses have fits trying to cover Tyreek Hill, even though he's gonna get fed too. But yeah, all right.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, we got 3: Dak, PJ, or Kirk. I'm going. Ooh, see,
Uh,
I like Kirk, man. Look, with JJ, there could be touchdowns galore.
there
But I
could be
also like Dak. I think if it was me though, I would.
great situation to have, but I would go Dak as well.
I'm gonna go Dak. I just feel like Dak gets so much hate, but I feel like he's the most talented of the bunch. So give me Dak in this particular case. Okay. Ooh, this is a good question. Keep James Robinson or trade?
I mean, it depends what your current running back situation looks like, but if you could trade for an upgrade, I would. Why not? Because he's
Uh
been bad the
yeah, I mean
last
like
few
you don't
weeks.
have to keep him. I feel like right now he has a
Yeah,
lot of hype because he's I think some people are assuming he just steps in, he's gonna get Brees Hall workload. He's not gonna be Brees Hall. He has to learn the offense. I think Michael Carter is gonna be the guy in the beginning. But I think James Robinson is more talented than Michael Carter. So I think he takes over the backfield for this season. But yeah, I think if you could get something good for him, you could definitely trade him. He's not someone you like, oh my God, you have to hold on to him. But no,
yeah. If you
James
trade him, it
Robinson,
would be this week to trade him just to
ooh,
get a good return.
I would trade. Would okay? Kyle asked, would you sell James Robinson for a second? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Because
One, he
another
doesn't have
thing
a
is,
contract beyond this year.
he's under. Is he under contract for next year?
No,
He's not. He's a free agent. Okay,
free agent.
so yeah, I am going
Absolutely.
absolutely
Full
selling him.
send. Give me right now.
See ya, James Robinson. If you on my team, I am selling you guys. Make sure to keep dropping questions. I appreciate you guys. Okay, let's see. T Law or Jimmy G, 4-point passing touchdown league. Which one do you want?
T Law hasn't been very friendly to the end zone, so I'm gonna go Jimmy G against the Rams.
Uh,
He's been
I
disgusting.
I like Jimmy. The CMC edition makes me really like Jimmy G, but ETN's been balling now. I like the Jaguars. They pass a lot.
Yeah, but he's
I
been
really
disgusting.
like this question, Nicholas. I appreciate you asking it. While we try to answer this, make sure you guys are dropping more questions in the chat. Ooh, I'm trying to think. If I might go Jimmy G. I might go Jimmy G.
You have to, just based
I
on
think
the.
you go Jimmy G. This I'm just looking at the comparison of like, cause I think Trevor Lawrence is more talented than Jimmy G, but you have to look at the weapons. I just think the weapons on San Francisco are just so much better than on the Jags.
And
So
they're
yeah,
healthy. We have a healthy Brandon Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo Samuel with CMC. No
no, you're
brainer
right.
there.
No, you're absolutely right. But yeah, no, I agree. But no, I agree. I'm
Because
the
T
reason I'm
Law has
reluctant is
been
because
startable.
I like to not just go with players just because of situation. Just kind of like with the Dak and Kirk thing or
Yeah,
whatever, right? Or PJ. You look at the situation, look at the matchup. You like the matchups, you like the things like that. But it's always tough, right? And I think what a lot of these starts questions or questions in general is always about talent, but it's a bad matchup or situation, or you're gonna go with the easy matchup, even though the
yeah, plain
player's
C.
worse or the talent's worse. It's always that balance of which one is the right answer. Some of it's sometimes it's either side. You don't know, but I like to trust the talent most of the time in the vacuum.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yep. But all right, guys, we are going to be shutting down for the night. We appreciate everybody rocking with us. This has been so fun. As always, thank you guys so much. Before you head out, make sure you like this video. Make sure you sub. It helps us out a lot. Thank you guys for your
Sir.
support as always. LQ, tell the people where they can find you, my friend.
What up? You can find your boy LQ on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That is my main base where you can find me on Twitter. I dropped a mojo over on Mojo. I dropped an article today on Kyle Pitts going short. So make sure you guys check that out. And of course, I'll be here every Tuesday and Thursday for the halftime show.
Oh wait, but before we go, we got some last minute questions in the chat, so
Oh,
we're gonna make sure we answer them. LQ, I'll let you take this one. You read it.
so is Matt Ryan droppable in Dynasty? Planning on picking up Ellinger. I am first place in the Superflex with Mahomes on bye. Don't think Ryan will help this year. Is he done long term? I honestly think with him on a 2-year deal that's fully guaranteed, by the way, and it's really rare that we see a quarterback, see a coach say, the quarterback's bench for this season. That is, it's pretty nasty work to even hear or see. He is droppable because I think he's pretty much done. I
I
think he's washed.
I disagree, man. Like I disagree. I'm not dropping him. I'll be honest, my guy. I would hold on to him just because for a couple things. You mentioned the contract. I think his arm seems shot. We see a lot of articles that are coming out about Matt Ryan's arm is shot, but I think that we've seen like guys like Carson Wentz, right? They get another job as like a fill-in guy, right? So look, Matt Ryan's probably going to go through that route. Right? He's probably going to be that Mr. Trubisky, Carson Wentz kind of guy that's like a
You think he
stopgap.
has more years in him?
I don't. And look, he was able to win games, right? Like he won like I don't know how many. I don't have the record in
That's
front of
where
me,
I
but
gotta stop.
he's not droppable. Not
No.
in Dynasty, bro. Not yet. I feel like until like this year, I get it. You have to hold him. You absolutely have to hold him. Do not
Bro,
listen to
he is the
LQ on this.
third string behind Nick Foles right now. He's in street
But he's
clothes.
also injured. But I know he's because he's
He
trained
was
trash.
getting benched regardless.
I know, but here's the thing. I get it, but you need to hold him. Do not drop him yet. I get the reason why you want to drop him. Do not listen to
Picking up the
LQ on
next
this.
starting quarterback next season.
Look, my guy. Do not drop him. Hold on to him. I agree that he's not going to help you this year, but I get if you could. I'd trade
You're
him for a
dropping him
freaking
and picking up his
fourth.
starter.
I'd rather trade him for a fourth. Anything
Trade
but
him.
drop him.
Okay, don't drop him. Trade
I'd
him.
absolutely,
I'm
but
always
no
on
one's
the
gonna
side of
buy
trade.
him. But like, even if you have fifths in your league, if you have
That
fifths,
should
I'd trade
be
him for a fifth.
first of all, that should be the clear indication. If nobody's buying him for shit with sprinkles, then you should be
No, but
dropping him.
here's the thing. Let's try that, right? Like, try for a fifth. If you have fifth round picks in your league, oh yeah, and also Dynasty Barry has a good one, right? Package him. It'd have to be
It's a
pretty good.
throwaway.
Like
Easy.
that might yeah, that's another good thing, right? Trade him, package him. That's a good option, right? But absolutely do not drop him. Do not listen to LQ on this one. All right. Oh yeah, and then another one, trade for Fab, right? Again, trade for Fab.
Perfect. There you
Do
go, Nicholas. He's
anything.
on the right page.
See, that's why I got a bit of voice for a reason. Because
You're
LQ be
right.
wilding out
I was wrong.
sometimes. All right. So last question again before we sign off. Pickens over Deontay in the flex. Jefferson and Gabe are my starting wide receivers. Quick, yes or no?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
No.
playing Deontay. I'm not
playing
doing
Deontay.
Pickens.
Buy him as king.
Yeah, I'm playing Deontay. Appreciate everybody. Y'all can LQ already told you where you can find him. You guys can find me at T King Mode on Twitter and pretty much all social media platforms. Twitter's my home base. I appreciate y'all. Again, thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Make sure you like this video. It helps us out a lot. Make sure you're sub to the page. We're gonna be back again Thursday during halftime. We have a Thursday halftime show. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Bring your drinks, bring the vibes. You go rock with us. It's always a good time. Thank you guys so much as always. We appreciate y'all so much. We will see y'all later. Have yourselves a good night.